I have with me here Matt Shamus from Sparkle Grill Cleaning, who we've worked with recently and who is just growing and growing and doing some really, really awesome stuff in a really unique space. And he's been amazing to work with. And so, yeah, Matt, I'm going to go ahead and ask a couple of questions here, and I'll let you fire away. My first question is, what was like the challenge? What was the reason behind looking for a solution like Infusionsoft? And what were some of the thoughts and feelings you're having as you're kind of leading up to that decision?
Yeah, so we're a local service business. So we have technicians in the field, and then we have an office staff that schedule and dispatch and then support those technicians. So what I was looking to do was we had a little traction with this business. It was about 18 months old at the time that I contacted you. And I could see that there was more potential than we were realizing. So what I really wanted to do was figure out a way to find that leverage point that would allow me to scale this business without adding additional people. And that's really why I contacted you originally.
Moving forward in the timeline a little bit, what has changed since kind of before Infusionsoft, before Blick Digital? What's kind of like the difference, the transformation that's happened with the business, if you can go there?
I think first of all, you touched on this a moment ago, but as a small business owner, process and system is not always our strong suit. Oftentimes we are just kind of fighting to keep our head above water every day. And we have this vision or this vision for where this business can go. I think one of the things that was actually really helpful is starting to use Infusionsoft is actually a forcing function for sitting down and really putting a plan and a system in place and a process in place for all of the workflows that you have. And I can tell we've really only scratched the surface here. And part of that is as the business scales, the system and the process changes. So that was a really helpful exercise, just to really think strategically about what is the appropriate process here. When we get a new lead, how should we take them through from educating them on what our service is to providing them a quote to then actually scheduling them and then following through with the service and then any follow-up items and recurring work in the future. So it was really helpful to think through strategically, like what is the appropriate process here? You mentioned we had an existing funnel and it just wasn't really optimized. And what we've done is taken that first step now to optimize. We're not 100% there. We're not done, but now at least we have clearly mapped out, this is what the funnel looks like. Here's where people are falling off. And here are the opportunities that we have to make a change at that point in the funnel. And when we make a change, you can see results fairly quickly. And they are, you don't rely on someone tallying how many phone calls they took and how many jobs they scheduled versus how many people declined. It's much easier for me as the owner to look at data and make a determination as to what to do moving forward.
Are there specific results that you can talk about?
Yeah, so I can give you a couple answers, and these aren't perfect, but at least they're directional. So before it required a human to be on the other end of the phone to schedule someone, and that was 100% of the time. And to give you an idea of our business, we probably do on average 50 to 60 jobs per week. So so it took a lot of phone calls and a lot of time on the phone in order to schedule things. What we've done now is about 40% of our bookings are 100% automated. So they go through, the lead will go through the entire flow and book their own job 40% of the time without ever having to get on the phone. And that just really frees us up to do higher leverage work. And it also gives me, like I said before, a feel for where are people falling out of the funnel and what traffic sources are best and all those kinds of things. So like I said, we're only at version 1. We still have a lot of opportunity to improve, but version 1 has been a step change in terms of operational efficiency already.
What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about working with Blick Digital?
I can certainly recommend you, and I have recommended you. And my experience with you and with Morgan and the team has been really, really excellent, to be honest. From your communication, your project management, the turnaround time, expectation setting. One thing that I've noticed that you guys do is you don't overpromise anything. And that may lead you actually to lose some potential customers, but I actually think that's a really good thing, and it's a good fit culturally for what I was looking for. And I don't think you guys are not a flashy crew, but you definitely deliver, over deliver on what you promise, and in a very reasonable time frame. And the quality of work, I can say, has been very, very high. I think you guys have been great to work with, and I'm looking forward to continue to working with you to go from V1 to 2, 3, 4, 5.
Very cool. Thanks, Matt. That question's a little uncomfortable to ask, but I appreciate you taking the time to make it known for other people. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, man, thanks for taking some time to talk through these. Really appreciate it. Anything else you'd want to add to that?
No, thank you. I appreciate it, and looking forward to continuing to work with you.